right, moving on now. For a strike-weary country like Nigeria, the planned industrial action by the organized labor is pregnant with foreboding. As such, the Senate has passed a motion seeking to stop the nationwide strike declared by the Nigerian Labour Congress, NLC, from Wednesday, the 2nd of August, over hardship brought by fuel subsidy removal. The Senate mandated its leadership to have an interface with President Bola Tinubu and the NLC. But first, let's hear the view of Senator Oji Uzokalu from Abia State.
To my fellow Nigerians and Nigerians, please, I appeal to NLC not to go on strike. Everything in Nigeria is so difficult for the rich, for the poor, and for it is worse to the downtrodden. I employ people. I'm an employer of labor in my businesses, and things are very difficult, both to the holder and beholder. And I'm sure the new president himself knows that things are very difficult. Nobody that lives in Nigeria, nobody that stays in Nigeria does not know that things are very difficult, because we that employ people in our businesses know that things are very difficult. Please, NLC, give the new government some time to sit up. We will be all partners. I've just yesterday proposed an agricultural bailout, how we can be able to do. The president will be getting it next week. I've written a letter. My office will send a letter on Monday to him. And I want to plead with you people. We are businessmen before being in politics. And please take this plea serious. Do not destroy further the economy by going on strike. Let us dialogue. Let us talk. There's no way 8,000 proposed by one bank. That was proposed by one bank. I saw the budget. It wasn't the proposal of Nigerian government. It was proposed by one bank in the budget and alone. And it is not the right thing to do. Giving money is not the right thing. I objected the traders' money for 8 years, and that traders' money could have been a better thing to use to expand the economy than what we have done. I'll come back to speak on a bit. My appeal today is frankly to Nigerian Labour Congress. I know that the workers, the people of Nigeria are of law. Things are so difficult. But we will overcome with good communication and cooperation. Please, do not go on strike to ridicule this economy. It will be worse. Thank you very much, the leadership of Nigerian Congress. You know, my heart, my thinking are with you people, are with the downtrodden. Please, please.
Very tough time, Jide.
Yes.
Tough time.
It is.
And we don't have any choice, but going on strike tomorrow by the Nigerian Labour Congress will be counterproductive to the economy right now.
Yes, it will hurt the economy badly. It will also hurt labor. It will also hurt labor because whether we like it or not, businesses are struggling. And those who think that we should return to the subsidy era, because I hear some hawks say no, they should go back to
160 something naira per
price
litre
that it used to be. Nobody will go back. The subsidy thing should have even gone a long time ago. Once you came up with the idea of PIA, any form of regulation in the sector should go, because PIA is meant to attract foreign investors into the sector. And a lot of them will not want to come if the sector is regulated. They will not want to come. So the idea of PIA does not even recognize the existence of subsidy, first and foremost. So the moment that law came into being, subsidy should have gone. But the problem is always that the political will
to implement it.
Yes, the political will.
Remember, since 2012 that we've been fighting for this.
The political will to implement policies that are deemed difficult is what Nigerians find difficult to do. I will tell you, when Oshiomhole, former governor of Edo State, decided to conduct tests for teachers, and he discovered that some people who can't see were actually employed to teach. He conducted the same test for teachers and pupil. Pupil passed, teachers failed. Just similar to what was done in Kwara, when the former Minister of Works was Commissioner for Education in Kwara State. What was that man's name? Bolaji Abdullahi. Thank you. That was what he did. But the pressure was huge, and they were approaching, APC was approaching an election. What did Oshiomhole do? People that he had sent packing, he was forced to bring them back, including those who failed. Those
couldn't stand his ground.
Tests that their pupils passed, and they failed as teachers. The pressure was too much, he buckled. Now, the international media and the World Bank, the rest of them, they are already predicting that this exchange rate convergence, the floating of the naira, as well as subsidy removal, could be upturned if the political pressure becomes too much.
On this administration?
That is, they believe that, oh, this administration too will buckle under pressure. But that is not what we expect to see, because the gains will come later. Those who do not want to experience any form of pain, reforms, economic reforms bring pains. But the gains will come later. I've seen countries that people rioted, people were, you know, and the government stood firm. In the end, the benefits came. I've seen the majority accuse. I've given the example of Amejake, the former coach of France. The whole nation rose against him. You are bad. You are useless. Why did you drop David Ginola? You know, their best player at that time. And Eric Cantona. He said if we put them in the team, they will destroy his dressing room. They might send them packing. They fought him. When he won the World Cup without those guys, it was the press that organized a press conference to say, we are sorry. We called you all kinds of names, we are sorry. So the point is, the majority is not always right. The majority is not always right. So we've got to be patient. Any policy that saves us from fiscal perdition, I cannot go against the policy. I know it's painful. I know I feel it myself. I know that transport to my town from Lagos is now 10,000. We feel it. But how about the future? We must just think of the future, not just now. So that is the appeal. And I'm happy that Labour, they are meeting with federal government. They've resumed that meeting. So even the strike may not happen if their talks go on as planned. It's not everything that you can resolve with industrial action. So as the Senate suggested, the Senate said, okay, they will meet with both the President and Labour. Let us see where those talks can take us to. Let government roll out these palliatives as quick as possible. So that our people can feel that, yes, the government at least has some feelings for our people.
Wale, you work more with the civil society arm of this structure. And I know that they would have contacted you guys and everything so that you roll out the drums, that Labour is always collaborating with the civil society and everything. Right now, if you are to participate in this exercise, what are those things that you have on the table?
Well, first of all, the motion by the Senate is not a law.
Okay, let me just pause you there. We'll take this breather. When we come back, we continue the conversation. It's still